Hello class, this is a video tutorial on calculus with compound functions. This is just another example of how we use calculus with these regular expressions. So let's get right to it. So in this problem we have the graphs of f and g, and hopefully if it wasn't clear, f is this parabola looking one, we don't know if it's a parabola, and g is this bell curve looking thing here. P of x is the composite function f of g, whereas q is the composite function g of f. The question mainly is just how many stationary points do p and q have? Okay, so let's take a look at how we solve this. Well, first, the moment you see this idea of stationary points, well, this would involve the derivatives of some sorts, especially since they are a composite function. So p prime of x is taking the derivative of this expression. Well, the derivative of this is differentiate the outside first, keeping the inside of this the same, and we multiply this with the derivative of the inside, which I'm going to simply write as g prime of x. Okay, let's now take a look at where stationary points are. Now remember, this will become a stationary point when the derivative equals 0. So think about this expression. When will this equal 0? The easiest one that we can look at is this g prime of x. G prime of x is talking about the gradients of g. So looking at g now, take a look, here's g. Can we see any points along this curve where g is stationary or well, has in this case, a turning point? I hope you can see that at x equals 1, or whatever this number might be, at x equals 1, g has a horizontal tangent or a stationary point. So since we can see g prime of 1 equals 0, all of this will become 0. So we can count 1 of here. So at x equals 1 is one solution for p. But now let's think about this composite function now. I'll write it here. F prime of g of x. For f prime, we can, well, I hope you can see for f prime of 3. F prime of 3 gives us 0. But now there's a step in between here. F prime of 3 will come from the result of g prime of x. So the question now becomes, when does g of x equal 3? Okay, so think about that. Whenever this becomes 3, the result of g becomes the input of f prime. And as you can see, f prime of 3 will give us 0. So answering this question from the graph, g of x equals 3. G of x equals 3. Can you see any point where the curve can equal 3? In this case, there are none. So for p of x, only one stationary point. At x equals 1. And we can see that here, g prime of 1, stationary point at that point there. Okay, now let's do the same thing for, well, in this case, q of x. So working with q of x now, we can find the derivative of q prime of x. Now remember, that's just going to be the generic expression of this. The derivative of the outside, g prime of f of x, times the derivative of the inside, f prime of x. Using the same logic, f prime of x is this one. We can clearly see that when x equals 3, x equals 3, f prime of 3, equals 0. So that is one stationary point we can count for q of x. But using the same logic that we did here, let's take a look at g prime of something equals 0. As you can see, when g prime of 1 at x equals 1, g prime of 1 equals 0. Okay, so we've established that. But now think about that f of x is on the inside of g prime. So what we're really looking at is, when does f of x equal 1? Well, I can't say exactly what the values are, but I can see there's 1 here and another one here. So at approximately 1.5 and 4 point something, there are 2 points. So at x equals 1.5 and x equals 4 point, we'll just say 1, f of x equals 1. So let's take a look at that. When x equals 1.5, f equals 1 approximately. And because the output of this goes into the inside of here, that becomes g prime of 1. And g prime of 1, as I stated here, becomes a stationary point. So I'll repeat for this question. This was the harder half of this problem. F prime of 3 is definitely a stationary point. There's 1 here. There's a box. And at x equals 1.5, f becomes 1. But when f becomes 1, so this here is now going to become 1. G prime of 1 gives me another stationary point. So there's 2 here. And by the same logic, 4.1 is another stationary point. So there are three stationary points for q of x. And there is our answer. So for p of x, there's only 1. For q of x, there are 3 stationary points. And there we have it. So I hope that's giving you an insight into more applications of these generic expressions of calculus and compound/composite functions. Hope to see you in the next video, and best of luck.